Hi there. So welcome back to stretching for the stiff. So today we're actually going to take a look at the calf. So the calf consists of actually two muscles. So the big muscle up here, the big meaty muscle, which is called the gastrocnemius, um, and then there's another very large muscle that sits a little bit below called the soleus. There's even another calf muscle that sits underneath called the plantaris, but we're not going to address that one because we're just going to address the main one. So this gastrocnemius, and then the large one that sits a little bit lower is the soleus. So both of these muscles attach to the Achilles tendon, which is this right here that then attached to the heel. It's like one large piece of fascia just continues all the way down and into the toes. So it's important when you're stretching your calf that you're getting into this Achilles tendon and the fascia on the bottom of the foot, which is called the plantar fascia. So that also involves working into the toes as well. Okay, so the easiest way to start stretching the calf is if you just grab a strap. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a strap from here, and you want to make sure that you are putting the strap high up on the ball of the foot so you can also work into the toes as well. I'm being sabotaged by my cat, as you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to take my leg and I'm going to pull it straight back. Now, this is stretching the Achilles tendon. This is stretching into that plantar fascia as well. And it's specifically also stretching into the gastrocnemius. So why I'm rubbing all the way up here is the gastroc also crosses the knee joint. And it also assists with knee flexion. So knee flexion is bending the knee. So in order to get into this muscle, the knee has to be straight. Okay, so you want to hold this for a good 15 seconds. You want to repeat it 4 times. If you're, you can even do both at the same time. That's not a problem. Holding again for that 15 seconds and repeating 4 times. Okay, so that was the gastrocnemius. So remember that was this muscle here. The next one is we're going to work into the soleus. We're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to bend the knee. And the difference is the soleus doesn't cross the knee joint. So if we want to basically isolate more of the soleus and take the gastroc out of the equation, we're going to bend the knee. Because then the gastrocnemius is busy doing its job, assisting to flex the knee. And from here, we're going to just, again, high up on the ball of the foot, splaying the toes, so we're working into the plantar fascia and just pulling the foot back. You might feel more of a stretch in the Achilles tendon with this particular stretch, but this is going to work into the soleus. And it's the same hold for that count of 15, repeated 4 times. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 more stretches that are a little bit more intense using the wall to stretch out the calf in just a second, but I want to work a little bit on the bottom of the foot and into that plantar fascia, okay? So this stretch isn't for everyone. Like if you have a hard time kneeling, then you're going to really struggle with this next one. So you're just going to skip it and do the other ones that I just showed you, okay? So what you want to do is you want to stand up, bring your feet together. And from here, you're just going to come down and come onto your knees, but like kind of rolling so the toes are underneath you. All right, and you're just going to sit up, just like that. So at first you're like, okay, what's the big deal about this? But if you hang out, you just hold this here for 30 seconds or a minute, you're going to feel a nice intense stretch along the bottom of the foot, which is called the plantar fascia. So to me, this really gets deep into that plantar fascia. If you can only tolerate it for a very short period of time, that is fine. You want to gently, gradually increase your time. So maybe you can only tolerate 30 seconds and you're done. Maybe the next time 35, 40 seconds, and work your way up so you're in this position for a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the wall. You're not gonna be able to see my face, but I want you to keep your eye on my calf, okay? So the leg that we are stretching is the one that's gonna be in back. So this is my left calf. So my right knee is bending and I'm trying to keep my right heel down. My toe is just very slightly pointing out. And from here, as I'm trying to keep the heel down, I'm gonna just shift the pelvis forward. I'm just not leaning forward. I'm pulling the whole pelvis forward as I try to keep the heel down. Now, if your heel lifts up just because you're tight, that's fine. It's still the action of trying to keep the heel down. As far as like, what's this right leg doing? Honestly, it's not doing much. The stretch is all in that back leg. And we're gonna go back to that holding for a count of 15, 4 times. Now the gastrocnemius has multiple heads. It has 2 heads actually. It has a medial head and a lateral head. So you can play a little bit with adjusting the foot. So if you roll the foot out more, you might feel it a little bit more on the inside of the calf. If you roll the foot in, you might feel it a little bit more on the outside. So it's fine to like change the position of the foot to see if you get a more intense stretch. You're also going to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. You might even get a little bit of a sciatic nerve stretch. You're going to be feeling it in the Achilles. This is all okay. Okay? As far as the soleus goes, so remember the soleus is that muscle that's a little bit lower. To take the gastroc out of it, we want to bend the knee. So we're going to stay in the same position, but I'm just going to bend the knee. So I'm still trying to keep the heel down, and if you see my heel immediately lift it up. So with time, eventually the heel can come down a little bit more. It's okay if it lifts up, but it's still that action of trying to keep it down. And you're going to feel a much deeper stretch in the Achilles and lower down into that soleus muscle. Okay, everyone. I hope you found these calf stretches helpful for you.